Now, in this session what we'll do, we are going to understand server request response using Tamper Data plugin on Mozilla Firefox. So we are going to download this plugin for Firefox, and then we are going to understand how GET requests and responses are sent through browser and to the servers, and how servers respond us back. So we are going to understand these requests and responses. To do this, I am using the browser Mozilla Firefox, and within this Firefox we are going to install a plugin. Name of the plugin is Tamper Data. This plugin is free of cost. You can quickly install it in your browser, and you can understand all the get and post requests which are being sent through your machine to a server, and responses which came back from the server back to your machine. To download Tamper Data plugin, we can proceed to google.com, and on this website you can quickly search for Tamper Data plugin. In order to search for Tamper Data plugin, you can simply type in Tamper Data plus download. Tamper Data is now available for Chrome as well, so you can download that for Chrome as well. Okay. So now what we can do is we can proceed to Tamper Data plus download, and as soon as we search, you can see that on the website addons.mozilla.org we get an add-on for Tamper Data which we can quickly install on our browser. So once we open that, now we have the add-ons available for Tamper Data, and what we can do is we can quickly add that to Firefox. As soon as you click on it, it is going to add the plugin to Firefox that will be downloaded. The download is of 83.0 KB size. Once the download has been done, we can quickly click on install. Once the install has been done, now we have to restart our browser so that it gets installed on our machine. So once we click on restart now, Firefox will be restarted, and then we will have access to Tamper Data plugin in the tools directory. So once the browser gets restarted, you can go to tools option, and at the top in the tools section you can see that you are going to get an option known as Tamper Data. Now as soon as you click on Tamper Data option, you will be able to see the Tamper Data information available. We can simply, so now once you have got Tamper Data available, now you can see that it displays you the time, the duration of the request, total duration of the request, size of the request in bytes or kilobytes, then in bytes, then the method information, the type of the method which has been sent. So you can see that here you get a list of get request, post requests, and so on. Then you have status of the request. So 200 is a request for OK, that the request has been received successfully and responded successfully. Then the content type which has been returned from the URL, and the URL to which we sent the connection. So these connections are automatically sent by default by the browser, and you can see that at the moment I have not opened any of the website, but still there are requests which are going through the background. Now what you can do is, let's say you can click on any of the request. On the left hand side you can see that the format of the request sent was this, and the format of the request on the right hand side looks somewhat like this. So that you can see that the status has been returned first, then the content type what you are going to send, the length, connection, date, last modify, e-tag, Apache control, accept ranges, the server which is responding back, age of the packet, then you have cache information, and there are other response format which has been sent. So these are the fields which will be sent back from the server to the client. And once we have received that, then we will be able to access the page which we want to access. So now what we have to do is, so these are some of the requests which are being sent through your machine and the responses which are being received. So now what we are going to do, let's say I'm going to clear this section. In case if you want to block a request, or if you want to tamper a request, you can capture or tamper the request anytime you want, and you can understand what data is flowing through it. Okay. So now what we can do is, let's say I want to open another request here, and we are going to observe that through Tamper Data. So now what we'll do, let's say I've just opened facebook.com. Okay, so let's say what we did, I have sent a packet to facebook.com, and here you can see that once the request will be sent, you can see that here some requests are being sent to facebook.com. I would like to do one thing. First of all, I would like to log out from the profile and would like to show you how we are going to tamper the request and what data we can tamper. So first of all, let me just come out of Facebook. I'm going to sign out from this account. So once we are logged out of Facebook, you can see that we can supply some information from here, like the email, the password, and then we can proceed to login. And now what I want is, I would like to tamper the requests which are being sent through my browser. Let me just clear the stuff. Okay. Now what I want, I have used start tamper option here. You can stop the tamper and you can start the tamper. So once you have started a tamper, whatever request will be sent from a browser will be captured. The machine will ask you, do you want to intercept that or do you want to tamper the request? Tamper means to modify the arguments. If you want to modify any request through this plugin, you can do that. So now what we'll do, let's say I have specified some name here. Let's say 007devansh@gmail.com. That's my email ID. And let's say I have specified a value somewhat like a password here. Okay. So that's a wrong password though. As soon as I press login, you can see that a request has been sent with respect to cookie to this Facebook URL, www.facebook.com cookie content something. Now if I want to tamper this request, okay, submit the earlier request and I want to tamper this request. As soon as we tamper, now you can see that this was a post request which has been sent to this URL, facebook.com cookie consent PV equal to 1 and DPR equal to 1. These parameters PV and DPR, these are the get parameters, okay. But other information like information of the user, A, DIN, AF request, all these things, these are the post parameters. So these post parameters are not sent through the URL, they are sent as individual fields from this machine, okay. So now what next I want, once I will send this request to Facebook, then he is going to receive my username and password, okay. So what we are going to do, let's say I don't want to modify this request at the moment. These are some other requests which are being sent through Mozilla, so they are interrupting at the moment. So you can simply submit these requests. Okay. Now there are individual requests which are being sent through match the signatures part. Now what next we'll do, let's say we are going to submit this, and once we have submitted that, now we have got connection to the next request. So this means the first request was sent to the cookie part, and now the second request is being sent to Facebook. And in this second request, you can see that we are sending request to login.php file, and on this we are sending some get parameters like login attempt equal to 1 and LWV equal to 110. These are the get parameters because these are sent through the URL. And if you want to see the post request, so we have opened this tamper, and on the left hand side you can see that this was the request format. Now you can see that the host was facebook.com, to which I have sent the request. I have sent the request from this user agent. Then the format which I will be accepting is text HTML. Then the acceptable language, encoding, content type, length, referral who has sent him back to Facebook. So you can see that Facebook has allotted you a unique ID or some random ID so that you can send request to login.php. In case if you want to modify and directly want to send that request from some other referrer, or you don't have a referrer available, then your packet won't be received on Facebook. So Facebook authorized the correct reference page who is asking to send the packet to login.php. Okay. And here is the cookie information. So Facebook stores a cookie on your browser with the name DATR, and within this DATR he keeps a hex data, and using this hex data or a long key value, he gives you a unique identifier of your session, and using that unique identifier, he is storing some information on this for a specific user in the databases. And these were the parameters which have been sent. Some LSD value has been sent, email and password has been sent, time zone information has been sent, then there are some other information which Facebook is asking, and the source through which you have logged into. So these are some of the post parameters. So these post parameters are not sent through the get format here, hence we call them as post parameters. You can put them into different fields and you can send the request to the server. Server is going to receive these responses, and once the response has been received, he is going to respond you back. Okay. So now once we click on OK, now you can see that since the request was incorrect, we are going to get that the password is wrong. Now, so you can see that here are some of the GET requests, images, applications. A lot of stuff is being traveled between your machine and the server. So what Node.js now is, Node.js is a server wherein you can receive the request and you can respond back the web applications. Okay. So now we'll see how an individual request and response looks like, and we can try to send a random request back to the browser. So to do that,